another eye disease, this time dry eye disease. Really interesting one. I'm sure you'd love to learn about this. One more time, welcome to Eyes on the Road. My name is Akan Usen. All right, so before we commence this enlightening discussion, let me welcome our very own Dr. Priscilia Imade, Doctor of Optometry with a PhD in Public Health and a consultant optometrist at Modern Eye Foundation. I hope I got that correctly. Welcome, Doctor. Welcome, Doctor. We missed you last week. Doctor, I'm waiting for the applause.
Thank you very much, Aka.
We went to buy Christmas applause.
No, last week, I went for divine repositioning.
Okay, so is that why
we have been divinely repositioned?
I love that. So, Doctor, I'm curious, what is dry eye disease?
Aka, I'm suspecting you have dry eye. Because as you...
No, the way the country is...
I can see you, your hand, your fingers are going to your eyes.
To my eyes.
You know that dry eye disease actually is a very common problem.
Doctor, I'm waiting for you to talk about the day you talk about red eye disease, because everybody
red eye is a symptom.
Just on the light.
Yeah, let me greet my listeners.
Yes,
Aka, you just distracted me there. Good afternoon, all my listeners. I'm excited to be here and I'm happy to talk to you again. We are going to discuss about our eye health. As you already know, I'm your eye health minister on this table, just like we have our bishop of entertainment. I'm your eye health minister, and I'm here to always talk to you about your eye health.
Well,
how you can take care of your eyes. No, you're the associate optometrist.
Hey, I'll go open my shop.
Well. Yeah, we are here to tell you how you can take care of your eyes so that you can see very well into old age. And our topic for today is dry eye disease. Before I came in now, my producer was saying which one is dry eye disease. Well, dry eye disease is what it is. Not many people know what dry eye disease actually is, but we are going to be discussing it today. When we talk about dry eye disease, we're actually looking at the problems of your tear film. You know, in the eye, we have what is called tears. Tears help to lubricate your eyes. Tears have their own function. God put tears there for a particular reason. So when the tears that is in your eyes, they are not able to carry out their function as it should be due to a loss of homeostasis, of hyperosmolarity, forget all those baby grammar. When the tears in your eyes, when the quality and the quantity of that tears is affected such that the tears can no longer carry out its function, we say the person has what is called dry eye disease.
So now, let me explain. You're saying to cry is good. That's in one...
No, not exactly. Let me rephrase.
Okay.
You know, the eye is an organ. It's a ball. And then the way the anatomical structure is, for it to be able to carry out its function, the eye is an exposed organ. When we say exposed, it means, say, when you open your eye, everything about the eye is open to the environment. So because of that, God put tears there to keep it moist such that it does not dry out. Otherwise, the sun will just finish the eye or finish, the structures or the cells that are supposed to make you see. So the tears, when you blink, your upper eyelid act as a wiper over the eye, lubricates the eye, keeps the eye moist, and wipes out all the debris, all the yama, so to speak, that would have accumulated on the eye surface. For example, if you fly, say, Okada, or you are walking, you are trekking, just try and maybe wear sunshade or protective glasses. By the time you come down from the Okada, remove that glasses from your eye, take a white handkerchief, just wipe the front of that glasses. You will see that a lot of dust have impinged on that glasses.
Wow.
So your eye, because it is exposed, God now put that tear film there, the tears there, to lubricate, clean the eye and keep the eye moist so that the eye can carry out its function. Dry eye disease occurs when that tears that God has put there is not able to carry out that function effectively and efficiently as it should be. And when that happens, a lot of scenarios will begin to occur in the eye. And there are quite a number of things. Now, if that tears in the eye, if the quantity is not enough, it is a problem. If the quantity is enough, but there is no quality inside it, is also a problem.
When you say quality,
When we say quality, the tear film is made up of about 3 layers.
okay,
We have the lipid, the water, and then the mucin. Just like, let me explain it this way. If you have your car wiper now, you want to clean your windshield. You know, if it's very dirty, you can just use ordinary water.
yes,
And then if that's from that watershed or something, I'm not in automedics, then you can decide to add soap
yes,
to it to clean it properly.
very well,
That is exactly how your tear is. So we have the lipids or oil that is inside, we have the water, and then we have the mucoid layer.
okay,
Now that oily layer on top, or the mucin on top, prevents the tears from evaporating, because your tears is water. Now when any of those layers or those things that are inside the tears, if they are dysfunctional, it becomes a problem. So it affects the quality. We now say the quality of your tear is not enough. For example, if the oil that is in your tears is no longer there or is affected, your tear will now be dysfunctional. Let me give another example.
okay,
Akan, you are in class today. I hope all my listeners we are listening now. I'm explaining the tears to you. The tears, let's look at it this way. You are boiling rice.
okay,
When you are boiling rice, the rice on inside the pot is the mucin layer of that tears. Then the water is the aqueous layer of that your tear.
okay,
And then if you don't want, when the rice is boiling, you know it can evaporate for those people that can cook. If you open the pot, or even when you close the pot, it will evaporate as, you know, drain on your pot and on your cooker. But if you now put oil on top, just put groundnut oil, vegetable oil, discover that it will not bubble out anymore. Okay. Exactly. That's something like that God have done for us as far as the tears is concerned. That is why when you open your eyes, you are walking about, your tears does not evaporate and just go off. Just like that. But in some people, we have found out that tear layer that God has put there, as they go about, carry about their daily activities, it evaporates off. And when it evaporates off, either because the lipid layer or the oily layer has been tampered with, it's not sufficient, it's not okay, then there is a problem. The aqueous layer, the tears will start evaporating out. We say people that have such issues with their eyes, they are called, that disease or that problem is called dry eye disease. People do not also understand that when you come to an eye clinic, for example, there is not just glasses we check.
Yeah.
We have to check that the quality of that your tears, because if the quality is affected, yes, you know, that's why an optometrist or somebody that is a specialist is different. It's different from just anybody that is just checking for glasses. In my clinic, we carry out detailed tests. We test every structure in your eye. We have instrument, equipment for testing and analyzing your tears to know whether it's enough. So you find out that some people, they might just be complaining, my eye is paining me, I cannot see, I cannot, you know, just be complaining about the eye. Meanwhile, and they will not say, they gave me glasses, I wore the glasses, the eye I'm still not seeing, and you know, they just be complaining, and it looks like there's no solution. Sometimes it is the tear level or the tear film that has the issue, and if it is not checked properly, the issue will just be there. The problem will continue. You'll just be applying eye drop to your eye. You'll be wearing glasses. The problem will be there. There will be no solution. There will be no problem. So that's why I always encourage people, go to a proper eye clinic so that there will be a proper diagnosis of your eye problem, and then you will get a proper treatment.
It is Eyes on the Road right here on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, and we're talking dry eye disease. Okay, a quick look at the roads. Let's see what's happening at this time. Around the Masha Aguda Surulere axis, traffic from Eric Moore connecting Bode Thomas Junction is good, but busy from Bode Thomas inwards bound to Animashao. We have high influx towards on relay due to evening influx. Traffic is good from Centers Junction connecting Adelabu inwards Masha connecting Stadium. Moving from Masha inwards Obolano Drive is good. Laurentine U-turn is a little slow while the return journey is in perfect shape. Moving towards Otuoba after Laurentine U-turn is good. The return journey, however, looking very busy. Otuoba to Ijesha Market is good. The return journey also good. Ijesha Market connecting Aguda proper. Movement inwards from there to Nepa, Ayetoro, Olatunde Onimole and Centers, all good. The return journey also looking very friendly. Moving from Okota Link Bridge to Saleh Junction is good. The return journey from Ogulano Street, very heavy due to road rehabilitation that's going on at Okota. Traffic managers, of course, very much on ground, doing the needful at their various choke points, and no impediments at this time. For those coming in from the Yanawuru end, I can see from our live camera updates, our big screens right here in the studio, that things are still looking quite friendly. Those heading in from the Maryland end, trying to connect the Udoyalaro Bridge from our big screens here right in the studio, I can tell you it's now quite a slow and steady movement from the Maryland end inwards the Udoyalaro Bridge, onwards journey New Garage to the Ojota end. Feel free to connect with us. We're talking dry eye disease. 080-991-20777 and 091-538-77127. Dr. Priscilia Imade, I have a question. How about those people, like, for example, I notice it happens even to me. Sometimes when you're like seated in the front of the vehicle and we have these AC vents pointed directly at you, your eyes start getting dry and, you know, peppery. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Is that part of the dry eye?
Exactly. We are coming there. Okay. Those are part of the symptoms. See, everyone now is prone to dry eye.
Okay.
Because of the work we do. When you are exposed to AC is blowing directly on your eye. Or fan, you are using fan in the house. Fan is blowing directly
into your eyes.
Into your eyes. All this, using computer every day.
Okay.
Drinking alcohol, smoking. These are all risk factors for dry eye.
Okay.
When the fan is blowing directly on you, it can dry up your tears, and it can result in this problem that we are calling the dry eye disease. If you sit inside AC every day, 24/7, eventually you are going to come down with dry eye. The same thing if you are under the fan every day, is going to result in dry eye.
Somebody sent in a message that what is the place of Harmattan too? Does Harmattan also cause dry eye?
Exactly. The environmental conditions. In fact, we have quite a lot to talk about.
Because Harmattan is not AC, it's natural.
It's environmental. The environmental factors can also affect you and can, you know, determine whether you can have dryness of the eye or have a dry eye disease. So in treating dry eye disease, we look at everything holistically, but some of the symptoms that you will readily notice for people that have dry eye disease: number one, you could have an eye problem. You can be giving glasses to correct the eye problem, and the eye problem still persists. Or you are giving eye drop, it still persists. You may have to do what we call a dry eye workup to know if your tears are adequate. In fact, right now there is a research that have shown that the first refractive surface of the eye is no longer the cornea, but it's the TFM. Those one are strong anatomical thing. Me, I don't bother now with that one. What that means is that, you know, when we talk about seeing, the first structure in the eye that makes us to see is what we call the cornea. But these tears overlines the cornea. You know, when you blink, your upper eyelid acts as a wiper. The cornea is the transparent membrane that covers the black of the eye. So we usually say, oh, that one is the power that has power to make us see. Now they are saying no. A new research have shown that it's actually the TFM that you get to first before you get to that one that actually makes you see. So if you are having blurry vision and you have done everything, there's still no correction, it's possible you may be having dry eye disease. So you may have to do a dry eye workup. For women too, age can predispose you to dry eye disease, especially when you are over 50. And then when you start experiencing menopause for women, it's very common in women too because of these hormonal changes in menopause. They could be having dry eye disease. You also find out that some people, gritty sensation every time your eye, when you blink, you feel dry. When you blink, you feel like there's sand in the eye. Sometimes some people too confuse this with allergy or all these conjunctivitis, as the case may be. It's when you come to the eye clinic, we will now look at it and know which one is causing it, because some symptoms can actually masquerade and look similar. But when you come, we do what is called a differential diagnosis and be able to tell you this is exactly what is causing your problem. Some people can have headache, eye ache in the eye, photophobia or light sensitivity that we talked about last time. These are all symptoms that can be pointing towards dry eye problems. If these are not properly diagnosed, you just discover that you just be treating the wrong thing. Meanwhile, the cocoa problem is underneath it has not been treated. So please make sure that if you have a repeated eye condition, the symptom is still persisting. You have changed glass, you have collected eye drop, you have done all you think you should, and it's still persisting. You may have to do what is called a dry eye workup to know perhaps you are having what is called dry eye disease. Also, people who wear contact lenses are also at risk of developing dry eye disease. Well, in this part of the world, we are not heavy contact lens wearer. Yes. In fact, some years ago, there was one that wore contact, and the contact got stuck to the eye. You have to come. You know, sometimes you give people contact lenses and you give them the rules. They don't just follow it. So at the end of the day, it becomes detrimental. So you really have to make sure that you are following through with these rules. And then there are different types of dry eye. I don't want to just bother us with that one, but I just want us to understand.
Because I was going to ask, is there, since you have dry eye, could there be like the hyper, where someone's eyes water at any given point? Is that also a thing?
There's something like hyper dry eye.
Okay. Like the eyes are too
very
always.
Well, sometimes when the eye is really, really dry, instead of you to be feeling that dryness like there's no tears, you find tears pouring out instead.
Yes,
tears will not be pouring out purulently. So when tears is always coming out from your eye.
Hello. Yes, Elder Tawagbade, good to hear from you. Good afternoon. Welcome, sir. Hello.
Elder Tawagbade, good evening, sir. Nice to hear from you.
I said, we missed you last week.
I said we missed you.
Oh, thank you, sir. I went for divine repositioning.
Divinely repositioned.
Well done, man.
Thank you.
Today's lecture is the issue of air condition.
Okay.
We're working with offices like we can't do without air condition. Advice.
Okay.
Exactly.
You understand what he said?
Yes.
The cases,
people, yes, there's people who are. Thank you, Adatawagbade. Thank you for that question. Yes, it's a major risk factor. Air conditioning is a major risk factor for dry eye. For people who are under air conditioning 24/7, after some years they come down with dry eye disease. That's why statistics is showing now that dry eye disease is very prevalent. It has a very high prevalent rate now everywhere because of our lifestyle. We stay under the AC blows us, it dries out our tears, and before you know it, there is an imbalance in our tear homeostasis. What can be done
in such a case?
We now come to the prevention of dry eye. When it comes to prevention of dry eye, we encourage people, number one, your environment. You need to modify your environment.
Okay.
It's not good to just be under AC 24/7. At some point, you may have to switch off the AC. At some point, you may have to also walk out.
But how about in situations where, for example, because of maybe what you work with, the machinery or equipment, you need to have the air conditioners on and you can't put them off? What do?
You have to protect your eyes. We have what is called protective goggles, protective glasses, and then make sure that the AC is not blowing your eyes directly. We also have what is called artificial tears that we use to supplement the tears. And then in testing the eyes.
I'm hearing that for the first time.
we have yes. When you come for eye examination, we always ask you, what is your occupation? The kind of work you do will determine the kind of the approach we will take towards solving your problem.
Okay.
So you find out that, for example, people who fly,
yes,
air hostesses, pilots, they are more prone to developing dry eye disease than people who don't fly because of the high altitude. Yes, and that's exactly what your AC is doing for you when you are repeatedly exposed. So there are, and then we also try to balance it up too with your nutritional supplements to help the eye on its own also produce, and balance up these tears by giving you like omega-3 fatty acids and some other. Then there are things we will now tell you, we will now look for is individual or specific approach to each person. We don't use a one-size-fits-all to treat each person. So we look at you and then we give you a tailored treatment that will solve the problem. But it's important for us to understand that dry eye disease is very, very common these days. For example, now, people who have hypertension, people who are treating diabetes, they are also very, very prone to dry eye disease. Dry eye disease is also part of the reason why people with diabetes are having eye problem. So you might just be treating only the diabetes. Meanwhile, the dry eye disease problem is also there. That's why we encourage people, we advise that if you have any systemic condition, be doing corresponding eye examination. Because in the drugs you also take, apart from the disease, the systemic disease itself affecting your eyes, the medications you take, even people that have glaucoma, people who use some forms of eye drops every day, like the glaucoma eye drop, for example, after some years they start developing dry eye because of the components of that eye drop. So as they are treating their glaucoma, we are also doing dry eye workup to be sure that this person is not developing dry eye.
We're talking dry eye disease. Yes, you can reach out on 080-991-20777 and 091-538-77127. The first line 080-991-20777 is also our WhatsApp line, so feel free to send in a message via WhatsApp, but don't call via WhatsApp, okay? Would love to hear from you. Doctor, also, how about people that blink a lot?
Exactly.
Could that also
Thank
be
you.
a pointer to...
I was just coming to that. Akad, are you reading my script? See, now for people that have dry eye disease, they tend to blink less.
Okay.
So as part of prevention, or part of remedy, we encourage them to do what is called purposeful blinking.
Okay, so doctor, we have a call. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Please, could you turn down the volume of your radio set and tell us your name, please?
My name is Mike.
Mike, okay. Calling from where, please?
From Kenya.
Okay, please go on, Mike.
Yeah, also, I did this glaucoma surgery. And after that, my eyes, is getting, I blink a lot and I tear a lot. I don't know because of it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please listen via the radio, Dr. Wood.
Mike, thank you very much. This is common with people who have done glaucoma surgery. Please don't sit back at all. Go back to that place where you did your surgery and make these complaints to them. Now, for people that have done surgery, any form or anytime you tamper with the eye, call it the surgery any kind of name, you tend to develop dry eye disease. And when dry eye disease develop, you start tearing, you can start blinking, like all these symptoms you are saying now can actually come up with surgery. So that's why when you do any form of eye surgery, they will also check you for this dry eye disease. So it's a risk factor. Any type of surgery on the eye, LASIK, call it any name, once the eye is tampered with, you are prone to developing dry eye. So please, I would advise Mike, please go back to the eye clinic so that these symptoms you are experiencing, they can quickly address it for you, and then you'll be okay.
So doctor, let's try to see.
Yes, we're talking about purposeful blinking.
Yes.
Purposeful blinking. For people who have been diagnosed with dry eye disease, one of the remedies, one of the ways we encourage them to solve the problem of dry eyes, to blink on purpose. So, for example, if you are always using the computer, let's say computer is aggravating the dry eye. When you are on the computer or you are reading, there's a tendency for you to blink less. Anytime you are doing near work, you are reading, you tend to stare. Your blink rate is reduced. Now, there's an expected amount of blinks per minute.
Okay.
For every adult, we are expected to blink for like at least 10 to 15 blinks per minute. Now, for people that have dry eye disease, we now notice that the blink rates, they are reduced. Some can be 3, some can be 5. I've seen people in my clinic, I give them book to read. As they are reading, I'm looking at their eye. Their eye, no, they shake. Nothing, no blink at all. Now, for people who read like that, even as a student, over time, you just discover that the homeostasis of your TFM will be tampered with.
Doctor.
Okay, the quality, the balance.
Okay.
You see, there's a balance that God has put in the eye. So, and then when you don't use that your wiper, that your upper eyelid, it will affect that balance, and dry eye disease will occur. So, purposeful blinking is one way for you to prevent dry eye. If you use computer, you are a student, you read every time. Make sure you are making a conscious effort to blink. Another thing too that we can also do is to make sure we are wearing protective glasses, because there are some occupations or some things you have to do that you just can't expose your eyes like that. If you keep exposing your eyes like that, your tears, the quality will be tampered with. So this dry eye disease is also common this festive period now, because our weather is changing, just like you were saying now. By the time Harmattan come, you also discover that it will affect the homeostasis. Sorry, I keep using that word. The balance in your TFM or the tears that is in your eyes. So as much as possible before this year end, go and do an eye examination. Go and do what is called a dry eye workup. If you don't know if it's there, well, not all clinic may be able to do that for you, but come to my eye clinic. I'm a dry eye specialist. Come and meet me. I will do it for you and give you your report, so that at least you can see comfortably and see clearly and see well into old age.
Great one. Thank you so much, Doctor. It's been amazing time talking about the show, but alas, we have run out of time. A big thank you to everyone out there. Also, I want to say special thank you to those watching us via Facebook. Rashida Taruna, Dr. Rashida Taruna, I see you. Fum Lola Shekoni, big ups to you, and everyone watching us via Facebook and even listening to us via the radio. You are amazing. The Yuletide season is here. Please go for a comprehensive eye check for you and your loved ones. Make it a gift for the season. Now that no one should go blind is our chief reason for always coming out here doing this, bringing you this show every week, and know that we are appreciative of your feedback because it helps us serve you better. Don't stop, keep it coming. Go back to our Facebook page. You can watch Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, and on YouTube Traffic Radio 961. Search for the keywords Eyes on the Road. Don't forget, share. Dr. Priscilia Imade, OD, MSc, PhD in Public Health, is the consultant optometrist at Modern Eye Foundation. Okay, that's the update. Located at plus 16 to 18 Ogunusi Road, opposite Omoli Estate, Phase 1 by Akyode Bus Stop, Ojodibaja. You can reach her on 080-3333-6672. That is 080-3333-6672. Production for Eyes on the Road was led by Micah Anrocha with support from Anjola Olua Jolaya Joseph. On behalf of our executive producer Tayo Akonle, I am Akan Usen. Thanks for listening. See you next week.
I wake up, I see you as you leave. I feel it, I see it as you leave. When we kiss, I want deep.